What do I love most about Wesley? Well, if you know anything about me, you know that I definitely love the potlucks. I love the live music at Wesley. I love helping out with our Sunday school kids. I love welcoming new people and spending time with longtime members. I love fellowship and relationships and feeling the joy of Christ through the in-person celebrations we have every Sunday. Church is a social event for me, and I've always found these interactions to be a rejuvenating, energizing spiritual experience. When the pandemic hit and we moved our in-person services to Zoom, I was saddened. I felt more distant from God as the activities and people that connected me to Him were now intangible. But as the pandemic continued and circumstances forced me to change the way I worship, I felt my relationship with God forced to mature. Though Zoom was not the same as in-person worship, it still served as a portal for me to connect with my church family. Though it was virtual, we performed the same rituals, we continued to lift each other in prayer, and we maintained the same integrity of our purpose. Wesley has been my anchor as we as a society navigated a divided country, poor political leadership, and the loss of hundreds of thousands of American lives. I found that the sermons have become much more meaningful to me. When times are rough, as they are now, each sermon feels like a personalized message from God. It's always the exact thing I needed to hear in that exact week to persevere and to continue to believe during a time when I call out to God and He is often silent. Attending such a supportive church, even through Zoom, reminds me that we social distance out of love and protection for humanity, as well as respect for life and each other. Through the loneliness and isolation of the pandemic, Wesley gave me the stability of friendship every Sunday, the strength to keep enduring, and the faith that I needed that God was still good. In the past, my family and I would dress in our Sunday best, and we would come to church as what I call our happy church selves. But during the pandemic, we Zoom church in our pajamas, in a house that is messy, and with a 5-year-old that demands our attention all the time. We now attend Zoom church with our glaringly obvious imperfections. After almost 14 years of membership at church, Wesley is getting to see the real me and not just the cleaned-up Sunday version. What I appreciate most is that I feel even more loved by my Wesley family in my vulnerability, and that makes me feel closer to God. It's easy for me to feel loved by God during the happy times, but to feel loved by God during the difficult times is utterly profound. We are upon very hard times, and I can no longer hide the increasing anxiety and depression I feel as the pandemic continues. My walls are coming down, leaving more room for God to truly change me. My relationship with God has become real and perfect and vulnerable. We worship together differently now, but we still worship. We gather differently now, but we still gather. We share communion differently now, but we still practice communion. We live separately now, but we still live as one body. Wesley has been my heartbeat throughout this pandemic, keeping me afloat during these storm waters, and for that I am grateful.